Mr. Bankowitz did not enter a written plea of not guilty?
I'll double check it again, but when we checked it earlier, he hadn't found it.
Did he file it in the felony?
No.
No?
If I get a plea deal
But he did
or a bond hearing.
ask the state to put the offer that the state conveyed, which was a tentative offer, into the file and put a note to keep it open.
But he's not here today.
No, and he did not get the offer until about 11 o'clock last night, but I don't get my files till the day before, so. But his email did not sound like he intended on being here. I wasn't sure if he was going to call in. But from his email, I just got the impression he wanted to speak with Mr. Scott before the offer was accepted.
I'm taking this offer. I am taking this offer. Whatever the offer is.
All right, can you tell me your name, sir?
Michael Marcellus Scott, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Scott, you're here in 2020 MM2892AO. It's an arraignment, and Mr. Bankowitz is your attorney in the case.
Yes,
He was
ma'am.
appointed
Yes, Your
in your
Honor.
case. So we're gonna place the offer on the record today, but I can't resolve your case without Mr. Bankowitz being here, being involved in the in the proceeding. So
Why isn't he there?
because he's your attorney, and I can't do anything without him here.
Roger.
Okay.
Roger, ma'am.
So you can contact him and you can tell him about the state's offer. My guess is that he will already know. I think that Ms. Bush, the state attorney here, has had some communication with him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
But you'll be able to resolve your case at a later date. You just have to contact him. He can set it for a plea. So, Ms. Bush, what was the offer?
Yes, Your Honor, and
Am I going
it
to
was
the
a
domiciliary?
tentative offer awaiting response from law enforcement. It was an adjudication of guilt, 90 days Orange County Jail, 79 days credit time served, no contact with victims or witnesses, no return to 1507 Newport Lane in Orlando, abide by all trespass warnings, cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $125.90, and court costs.
And it appears as though he has 146 days. It started out as a felony and then transferred to a misdemeanor. So my guess it would be a credit for time served offer then.
Yes, it would be, because my counting from the felony into the misdemeanor was 79 days, but I might have missed something.
Well,
Your Honor, can I say something? My
Sure, you can
address.
say something, Mr. Scott, but I can't resolve your case today.
I understand. It's just that my address is 1507 Newport Lane, and I have property there that I got to get out before I go to the United States. I mean, not the United States, to the veteran dorm. I mean, domiciliary.
So what is it that you want me to do for you?
Honestly, I don't need everything in that apartment.
I can't do anything with your case today, Mr. Scott. Okay, I'm
understand.
sorry about that. So you're gonna have to speak with Mr. Bankowitz about these things, okay?
Can't take the plea today.
No, sir, I'm sorry. So, I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf for Mr. Bankowitz, and maybe Ms. Bush, you can let him know
Yes, Your Honor.
that the offer is a credit for time served offer, and that he can set it for a plea. Okay? All right, Mr. Scott. Yes.
Have a blessed day, ma'am. That makes sense, man.
Division.
Yeah, we've got to give him dates. Hold on, Mr. Scott. We got to give you a date just to have it.
Pretrial conference, September the 10th at 1:30, Division 84. Did you get the date? Okay.
You still writing?
So I'm not getting out of jail
The
today.
interpreter on the line? I called
Good
them.
morning, Your Honor.
Oh.
Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has not been sworn yet, Your Honor.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Theodore Leal, certified court interpreter for the record.
Okay, and you're going into BRC 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me know when
Connected, Your Honor.
Oh, you all ready? All right. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Osvaldo Rodriguez. Orlando. Sorry, could the people at the jail, the staff at the jail, get the microphone that is on the table a little closer to Mr.
You know, it's funny because different interpreters say move it away, and now you're telling them to move it closer.
It depends more on not so much on the interpreter, Your Honor, but the microphones on the headphones. Some of the microphones work great, and sometimes they don't work as well.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2020 MM 6006AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. I'm ordering that you have no contact, directly or indirectly, with the victim in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
Sí, señor.
Yes, I do.
You must also maintain a separate residence from the victim. If you need to return back, you can go back to the residence one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Your bond is set at $1,000 plus pretrial release and random urinalysis. Thank you, sir.
¿Cuál es la preparatoria? Libertad preparatoria. ¿Qué es lo que es libertad preparatoria?
What is this that I'm in pretrial release? What is that?
They'll explain that to you, sir. You're going to have to report. Good morning. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Edin Romeo Bamaca González. Edin Romeo Bamaca González.
Eden Romeo Bamaca Gonzalez.
Sí.
All right, sir. You're here in 2011. CT 1621AW. Looks like you failed to appear back in 2011 for a pretrial conference for a no valid driver's license. And so, does he have the public defender already? He does? Okay. So, Ms. Bush, did you have an offer? He has 3 days in? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, it would be an adjudication of guilt, 3 days Orange County Jail, 3 days credit
I'm
time
sorry, I can't
served.
listen to two people at the same time. Hold on. Yes.
No, I couldn't locate a David for him.
You couldn't what?
Locate a David.
That's fine, he has no driver's license. Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
It would be credit time served, adjudication, don't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm looking to see if there might be any other cost associated.
Ajá.
And I will apologize in advance, Your Honor. I'm having severe computer issues.
Well, I can't imagine that there would be a cost of investigation on a no valid DL out of a COE.
And it's because it's out of Ocoee that I needed to double check.
Okay, from 2011, I don't even know if they were doing cost of investigation back then, but
11 CT 1621.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Well, I don't even know that it's going to show up. There we go. And looking at the documents, Your Honor, it come up. There we are. No, there are no other costs, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez. If you wanted to resolve the case today and not have to post the bond, it would be an adjudication of guilt, 3 days, credit for time served, court costs, and you can't drive without a valid driver's license. I don't know if you have one at this time. I don't think that you do. Do you want to accept the offer?
¿Cuál es la oferta ahora? No lo escuché muy bien.
I did not hear the offer quite well.
It's a credit for time served offer. You would get out today. You would not have to go back to court. You would not have to pay the $2,000 bond.
¿Cómo la oferta ahora? O sea, que ¿de qué se refiere la oferta? ¿De quedarme así en la cárcel?
But would the offer involve that I have to stay in the jail?
No, I just said that you would get out today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, did you read the plea form?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand everything on the plea form?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Sí.
Yes.
Were you on probation in 2011?
En Sanford.
In Sanford.
You were on probation in Sanford. Are you on probation any longer?
No, yo cumplí todo, la probatoria que me dejaron. Yo cumplí todo.
Yeah, I was done with my probation. I complied with everything.
Okay. And do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Ajá.
Uh-huh.
Is that a yes?
Sí, entiendo lo que me están diciendo.
Oh, yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 3 days with credit for 3 days time served. You may not drive without a valid driver's license. I'll order you pay your court costs by August 19th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. Thank you. Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Michael Torres Hernandez.
Michael Torres Hernandez.
Sir, you're here in 2020 CT 5059AO. You're arrested for driving with a suspended or revoked license as a subsequent offender. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm not there's a 10-day minimum mandatory on a subsequent dwellis. So, Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
The offer would be an adjudication of guilt, 10 days, and 2 days credit time served. Don't drive without a valid driver's license and court costs.
So, Mr. Torres Hernandez, because it's a subsequent dwellis or driving while license suspended offense, it's a mandatory 10 days pursuant to the statute. So the state's offer is that mandatory 10 days. You have credit for 2 days time served. If you wanted to accept the offer, you could do that today, or I could give you a court date later on and you can go back to court. What do you want to do?
Pero yo no tengo fianza.
So I don't have any bond.
I would give you a bond if you didn't want to accept the offer.
Sí, porque ahora mismo yo pensaba fiarme, pero no, el fiador no me puede fiar porque me tiene un hold.
Yeah, because I wanted to pay bond, but the bondsman cannot do that because he has me on hold.
Okay, so I will set your bond, stay the bond at the $500. You cannot drive without a valid driver's license, and I'll take no action on the Osceola County case. Thank you, sir.
Ok, una pregunta, ¿puedo salir, entonces me puedo fiar y no va a haber problema?
Just a question. So I can pay my bond and I can leave and there will be no problem?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Herman Negrón Martínez. Herman Negrón Martínez.
Hernan Negron Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, you're here 2020 CF 9976AO. You're arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling and grand theft third degree. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender. In that case, you're not to return back to the victim's residence, nor are you to have any contact with any victim. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Those bonds will stay at $5,000 and $1,000. You're also here in 2020 CF 10002, and that was a warrant. Probable cause was found for robbery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, burglary of a structure, and petty theft. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Again, no return to the victim's residence, no contact with any victim or witness, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I am setting the bond at $25,000 on count 1. Count 2 will be $150, count 3 $150, and count 4 $100.
John,
Yes?
for the grand theft, my affidavit only said that they stole a Milwaukee vacuum. That doesn't reach the $750 threshold.
I'm sorry, I need to get the affidavit.
Oh, not a problem.
Which case are you talking?
Martinez Hernandez, no problem.
Yeah, but which case? He's got 2 cases.
Oh, the first one, the burglary and grand theft.
Pero lo que no entiendo es que el alma que yo vi, amenacé a alguien. Yo no amenacé a
Mr.
nadie.
Martinez, please don't speak on the facts of the case.
All right, Ms. Bush?
I'm reading again to see if
I don't see anything in there.
I don't see anything. The state would ask the court to find probable cause for petty theft.
Sure, I'll find probable cause for 812.014, subsection 3, subsection A, that is petty theft for count 2. The bond will remain at $1,000. Thank you, sir. Please tell me your name.
Pedro Juan Meléndez Opio.
Pero Juan Melendez Opio.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 CF 9949AO. You're arrested for possession of Xanax, possession of heroin, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bonds will stay at 1,000, 150, 100. Also I've got 2020 CT 5061, 2020 CT 5062, and that's driving while license suspended as a subsequent offender and a no motor vehicle registration. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No driving without a valid driver's license. Those bonds will stay at 500 and 100. You're also out on release. I'm not sure which case number it is. 2020 CF 4186BO. And I have a note here that it was consolidated with 2020 CF 4187. So whichever case he's out on release on, whichever one that is specifically, I'm revoking the release, setting the bond at none. Looks like you have Mr. Bono representing you in that case. You'll have to speak with him about filing a bond motion for you, Mr. Melendez. Thank you, sir.
So no voy para afuera.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Roberto Pérez.
Roberto Pérez.
Sir, you're here in 2020 CF 9983AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No contact with any victim or witness, no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And I am going to set your bond at $3,500 with pretrial release. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Vicente Saldaña.
Did I lose you? That's your interpreter?
Sí.
¿Cómo?
Interpreters here, Your Honor. Vicente Saldaña.
Okay. Mr. Saldana, you're here in 2020 CF 9995AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And no weapons or firearms or ammunition. The bond will stay at 1,000. Thank you, sir.
Disculpe,
$1,000. I'm sorry.
no tengo bond.
So I don't have a bond?
You do. It's $1,000.
Oh, $1,000 de fianza.
$1,000 bond.
Good morning. Tell me your name, sir.
José Luis Sánchez Barrios Nuevo.
José Luis Sánchez Nuevo.
Sí, señor.
All right. Sir, you're here in 2020 CF 9947AO. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, trespassing, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I find probable cause and I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to return back to 2015 South Osceola Avenue. No contact with any witnesses or victims. Abide by the trespass. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna set the bond at 1,000 on count 1. Count 2 is 100. Count 3 is 100. And I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. Looks like you do have the public defender in that case, sir.
Judge, he has an immigration detainer.
Thank you.
Judge, just let him know that he has an immigration detainer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doesn't have it on the.
It should be
Oh,
on
it's on there. And sir, you do have an immigration detainer. You'll have to speak with the public defender about that. Do we have any other interpreter cases?
El bond que me dieron, ¿cuánto fue el monto? Que no escuché.
What was the amount that I have to pay for the bond? I didn't hear that well.
I think I said it at 1,000 and 100 and 100. Yes. So $1,200, but you have an immigration detainer. So even if you post the bond until that detainer is lifted, you will not be able to get out.
Ok, porque aquí sale. It's 1,000, no 11.
Do we have any other Spanish cases? Is that it?
Not that the state knows.
Okay, and I don't see any witnesses out there, so thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're very welcome, Your Honor.
No? I mean, wouldn't they bring them up?
They should
Yeah,
be.
so. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Donald Grant.
Mr. Grant, you're here in 2020 CF 9993AO. You were arrested for child abuse. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim or any witnesses in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order, sir. Do you
Yes,
understand everything on that no contact order?
yes.
You're also to maintain a separate residence, so I don't know if the child is living at the residence or will be, but if you need to return back there to get personal belongings, if the child is present at the residence, you can do so one time with law enforcement. You're also not to return back to that Home Depot. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. It looks like DCF was contacted, so you'll need to comply with any DCF investigation pending. And I am setting your bond at $5,000. And you also have 2020 CT 977W. It's a driving while license suspended as a subsequent offender. I find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. May not drive without a valid driver's license. The bond will stay at $500.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I'm on SSI, and I just had an open heart surgery 3 months ago, and I'm on a lot of medicine. That's the highest that's the lowest you could lower my bond?
Well,
they told me-
Mr. Grant, I'm looking at your criminal history. I'm showing 8 failures to appear. You have 16 felony convictions. You have 6 misdemeanor convictions. You've been to DOC twice. You have 9 unknown convictions. You recently have 2 battery convictions at least. I don't think that that's an unreasonable bond. I'm looking at your criminal history. I just don't think that that is an unreasonable bond.
But that, Your Honor, that's my
If you
past.
can't make that bond, you can have your attorneys file a bond motion.
So I can get an RR or nothing?
No, sir.
Free trial? Okay. Okay.
You don't qualify for pretrial release, sir. Please tell me your name.
Jerry Bullard.
Do you know what happened to Jerry Pollard?
You found out what happened?
This is Jerry Pollard, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last name the same. Okay. How do you say the name?
Bullard, Jerry Bullard.
Okay, Mr. Poulard. You're here in 2020 CF 9910AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was found for aggravated assault with a firearm and battery domestic violence. I am ordering that you have no contact, directly or indirectly, with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on that order, sir?
You said you don't want me to have a contact with her?
You cannot have any contact with her directly or indirectly. Everything is explained on that no contact order. Do you understand everything on the form?
Yes, I just want to know for how long that's gonna be.
Until it's changed in writing, which is on the form.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. If you need to go back to your residence, you can go one time with law enforcement to get personal belongings that you may need if the victim is present. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or ammunition. If you have any weapons or any firearms, you must surrender them within 6 hours of your release from the Orange County Jail. Your bond will stay at $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Joseph Carroll,
Could
mental health, Your Honor.
Okay. I had Ricardo Alvarez. Who did you say? Joseph Carroll was mental health? I had him next, but okay. Is this Mr. Alvarez?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Alvarez.
One moment, sir.
Okay, sure. All right, good morning, sir. Tell me your name.
Ricardo Alvarez.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 2020 MM 6027AO. You're arrested for a domestic violence assault. I find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm ordering that you have no contact, directly or indirectly, with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the form, sir?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. If you need to return back, you can go one time with law enforcement to get your things.
Okay.
No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. DCF was contacted. If they have an investigation, you must comply with any investigation. I'm going to place you on pretrial release.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Carol.
Okay, Carol was mental health, you said?
Yes, ma'am. Mental health.
Okay, so I'm gonna, 2020 MM 6029AO, and I'm appoint the public defender. Mr. Matos, did you want to waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's arrested for battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause. And he's not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. Maintain a separate residence. May return one time with law enforcement. No alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. He's to take all medication as prescribed and to continue to go to treatment at Aspire. And the bond will be set at $500. Tell me your name, please.
Bryson Earl Crenshaw.
Okay, I had Jesus Medrano next. The DV battery, it's a misdemeanor DV battery? Okay, I can do, and what did you say your name was, sir?
Bryson Earl Crenshaw.
Okay. Mr. Crenshaw, you're here. In 2020 CT 5053AO, you were arrested for driving while license suspended. I do find probable cause. And I don't know, Ms. Bush, if you wanted to relay an offer today.
Your Honor, if I may just switch over to traffic.
Sure. Sorry.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. It appears as though, Mr. Crenshaw, you were out, you're out on release, and then your also license is suspended because of the DUI that you're out on release for. So the state's not going to make an offer today. I'm not going to resolve it today. I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case today. But just so that you understand, if you come back for anything, chances are your release will get revoked and you'll be sitting in there in jail at no bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're not to drive without a valid driver's license. Looks like Mr. Lindsay represents you on the DUI. I would get in touch with Mr. Lindsay as soon as possible. Tell me your name, please.
Jesus Madrano.
Mr. Madrano, you're here in 2020 MM 404AA. You were arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm ordering no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. I'll have you sign the form. Do you understand everything on the form?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You need to return. You can go one time with law enforcement to get your things. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Looks like DCF was notified, so you'll need to comply with any DCF investigation pending. I'm going to set your bond at $500 plus pretrial release. Make sure you comply with the court order as well as pretrial release, okay?
Okay.
All right, and Cruz bonded, 2001-8215.
That's not really.
All right, I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay. So, tell me your name, sir.
Hashib Gaither.
All right, Mr. Gaither, you're here in 2020 CT 5055AO. You were arrested for driving under the influence. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Yes, sir.
And the bond will stay at $500.
John, the next on the list is Cornell, bonded.
All right, thank you.
Rodriguez, Ward, bonded.
Thank you.
Correct.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Good morning. Carlos Torres Orozco.
All right, Mr. Torres Orozco, you're here in 2020 CT 5060AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended. I do find probable cause. You don't have any criminal history. I don't know if you want to try to resolve your case today. You live here in Orlando or Kissimmee?
I live in Kissimmee.
Okay. And are you working?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a manager at High and Juicy Crawfish.
Okay. So you understand that if I release you today, I don't want to mess up your record, okay? So if I release you today, you understand that you got to show up to court for any court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna appoint the public defender. I'm also gonna order that you get in touch with them, call the phone number within 24 hours of your release from the jail, so that you find out who your attorney is and how they can get in touch with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't miss court. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. You cannot drive without a valid driver's license, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
There you go. The next on the list is Roberts.
Okay, so Mr. Roberts does not have an attorney. He's also not in jail on this case. It was a notice to appear. 2020 CT 2610AO. I'm going to appoint the public defender so he has an attorney. Mr. Matos, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, just for the record, the CT 2610 is related to pending felony matters, 2020 CF 4547 and 4134.
So we'll get court date.
It's going to be Division 82, pretrial conference, September the 14th at 10:30.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Jason Fulbrook. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Mr. Fulbrook, you're here in 2019 MM 54088AO, and the PD was previously appointed in your case. This is a violation of probation. Normally, I think you saw Judge Wilson over the weekend. Normally, I would have done the arraignment at that same time, so you wouldn't have to come back because we're not going to be able to resolve your case today. Mr. Matos, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty? We can get him on the docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's going to be a VOP status.
Your Honor, this is Mr.
Fulbrook?
Fulbrook.
Okay.
VOP status in Division 50, September the 17th at 10 o'clock.
All right, so Mr. Fulbrook, the PD was already appointed in your case. You have a court date now, but if you want, contact the public defender. They may be able to get you resolved before that date, okay?
What was the date, ma'am?
September 17th at 10 o'clock.
So that's just, yeah, so what you're gonna wanna do is, I'm gonna,
And
do
is
you know
that,
what you've been alleged to have violated?
I'm not 100% clear on it because I haven't had all that information made available. I was also issued.
I can tell you, okay, so that you know. So you're alleged to have violated Condition 8, that you failed to pay $50 a month per cost of supervision for the months of January through August 2020. You're currently $400 in arrears. And there's a violation of a special condition by failing to maintain no direct or indirect contact with the victim, and there was an attachment to the the warrant affidavit, I believe, possibly from the victim, about the contact. So I don't want you to say anything today. That's something, if you have a defense, you talk to your attorney about, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I was just issued a second warrant this morning, and I don't
Okay.
know. The one of the guards out front said, "Can we address those at the same time?" That's what
I
they
don't have-
suggested
yeah.
for me to do.
I don't have anything in the system showing another warrant. All I'm showing is the warrant from that you saw Judge Wilson on. So I don't
You don't have that other one. You're
I don't
saying.
have it. Do we have another warrant?
It's 2019 CF 00332.
Yeah,
You
so
have that?
I'll have to wait till that gets on the docket, sir, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Joshua Howard.
All right, Mr. Howard, you're here in 2020 MM 4706AO, and the public defender was previously appointed in your case. And let's see. I think you're charged by information with petty theft. It's a misdemeanor of the second degree alleged to have occurred on or about June 28th, 2020. And I'm showing 7 days in. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer to resolve the case?
Yes, the offer conveyed was a credit time served offer with an adjudication of guilt, no contact with victim or witnesses, no return to the scene, which is the 7-Eleven at 901 South Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando, abide by all trespass warnings, restitution to the 7-Eleven for the fish sandwich of $2.99, cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department in the amount of $243.10, and court costs.
Okay, Mr. Howard, did you hear all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I have to explain to you that theft is an enhanceable offense, meaning that every time you get it, it gets worse, okay? So if you get adjudicated guilty of a theft, if you get another one, it gets to be a misdemeanor of the first degree. If you have 2 prior convictions, the next one can be filed as a felony. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you want to accept the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 7 days with credit for 7 days time served, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You can't go back to the 7-Eleven at 901 South Orange Blossom Trail. Abide by the trespass warning. There is restitution to 7-Eleven in the amount of $2.99, as well as cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $243.10. I'll order that you pay your court costs and any fees by August 19th, 2021. That gives you a year. If you'd like to appeal the judgment sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. All right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
And Your Honor, may the state approach. with
Yes,
restitution.
thank you. Thanks.
Your Honor, next on the list, Morero Lozada, medical.
Okay, and so that's 2020 MM 5046AO. He's not in jail on this case, nor does he have an attorney. And it was a summons, so I don't know. Has he been served with the summons? Let me look.
Your Honor, I believe that
It
there
was
was a
served.
written plea of not guilty entered.
Okay, I don't have that in the system. I do show the summons was served. And I don't know how a written plea of not guilty would get filed because he doesn't have an attorney.
This was just via an email that I received.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have an attorney, so.
All right.
I'm gonna appoint it was a non-arrest case. So I'm gonna appoint the public defender for Mr. Morero Lozada. And Mr. Matos, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
These three.
Division 50.
Yeah. Division 50 pretrial conference, September the 14th at 2:30.
So what was the date? I'm sorry.
September the 14th at 2:30.
Thank you.
Do we have a Creole interpreter? Oh, okay.
We haven't,
Oh, okay. I didn't see the paperwork, so that's why I was.
yeah, I put it.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. We'll do that. We can do that. Yeah, we'll do the motions first. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Lane.
All right. Mr. Lane, it looks like you're here on a status hearing for a Duval County case, 2016 CF 1359. And the public defender here was previously appointed. Judge Carter did contact the judge, Judge Aho, I believe, in Duval County, and he's indicated that you're to be held at no bond. So the next step is for the public defender to file a motion to set bond for you here.
Well,
And that's why
I-
they've been appointed here. So you'll have to contact them. They'll be able to file a motion to set bond for you.
I have a
Okay.
private attorney, Your Honor.
Who is your attorney?
I know his name's Buck. That's all I know. I've
Is-
seen him once Saturday.
Okay, is it Bucky?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I'll have
Your
to
All right.
find out more.
If you ask him, the last name is Blankner.
Is it Mr. Blankner?
I couldn't tell you. I know it's Buck. My
Okay.
wife hired him. I'd seen him
Okay.
Saturday.
Well, until he steps in, the public defender's also appointed earlier. So you can go with whatever attorney you want to go with, but I'm just letting you that whoever you choose is going to have to file a motion for you.
Yeah, my
okay?
my attorney's already put paperwork and trying to be in touch with the state attorney up there and
Okay.
everything. So,
Okay. All right. Well, good luck, sir.
all right.
Mr. Lane.
Yes, that was Mr. Lane. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Niels Thames.
What is the last name?
Thames, Thims.
I don't have anything for
It's
Mr.
also a status hearing, Your Honor.
It's not on our docket. Is there an AKA? I have Timothy Carroll, and that's a 33-day motion. The only other status hearing I have is Harriel Black. Okay, I don't have any information to relate to him because it's not on the docket, so I have no idea. So I'm sorry, Mr. Timms, but you're not on my docket today, and so I don't know what communication that has been had with whatever county you're being held from.
It's out of Lake County.
Okay.
I already seen you
So-
3 days ago.
Let me get with Judge Carter this afternoon, and if we need to recall you this afternoon, hopefully we can do that. I'll get with Judge Carter and see, but I have no information to give you right now. Normally, we would hear back from the other county and then give you that information. So let me get with Judge Carter, and then we can call you this afternoon and see any information that we have for you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Do we have a case number for that? But you said it was on some docket.
It's on corrections on there.
Right, so do we have a case number? So I can get with Judge Carter.
Seminole County case number.
Right.
It's at Seminole County.
Yeah, that's what I would.
Yeah.
He said Lake County.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't.
It's the-
Yeah, he's here on Lake County charges, but it's a Seminole County case number on the
Okay.
status hearing.
Okay, I'll just get with Judge Carter. Okay.
Now, the next on the list is Elston Reginald Medical.
Who? Reginald Elston?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a bond hearing, so I'm not gonna proceed with a bond hearing without his testimony about anything, so.
And, Your Honor, the
I
state
believe the state was gonna file a felony per
Yes, Your
this
Honor.
man. I think we got some information about that.
The state has, it has already been filed, and the state has copies of the request for administrative.
Okay, it wasn't in the system, so, I'm gonna take no action then. Do you have a case number, Ms. Bush?
It has not been assigned a CF case number yet. If I may approach, I can show the court what I do have.
So this was filed August 18th at 3:52 p.m. So I'm gonna take no action on it because the felony was filed and it'll need to be filed in the felony division.
Write it out.
Okay. Okay. Do we have the Creole interpreter at, we have them on the line. Good morning, this is Judge Wish. Is this the Creole interpreter?
Yes.
All right, it's a little hard to hear you. I'm not sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can.
Okay, and then I have an individual who will need your services. If you could just introduce, have you been sworn in today? Let me ask you that.
No.
Okay, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to translate from English to Creole and Creole to English to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Okay, and then can you state your name and your ID number for me, please?
Savanta 260878.
Okay, and then can you introduce yourself? His name is Wilner Pierre.
Bonjour, Wilner Pierre. Moi, c'est un interprète. C'est même qu'à m'interpréter pour vous.
Oui.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Pierre, you're here in case number 2020 CF 10000.
Monsieur Pierre Oula, c'est dans le dossier qui c'est 2020 CF 1000.
You were arrested for false imprisonment, domestic violence.
Yo t'ai arrêté parce que t'ai gagné un faux emprisonnement pour violence domestique.
I do find probable cause for that offense, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Si moi gagne cause qui probable pour offense à lui-même, m'a ka appointer yon défense générale pour juste pour ka aider.
I am ordering that you have no contact with any victim or witness in the case.
Moi demandé pour pas gagner aucun contact ensemble avec victime nan ou bien tout monde qui témoin sous dossier ça.
I'm going to have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the no contact order? It is in your native language.
On va le faire signer un papier qui gagne ouais avec l'autre qui demande pour pas gagner aucun contact là. Est-ce que vous comprenez tout ça qui dans papier ça parce que c'est dans la langue pas que lié.
Oui.
Yes.
You're also to maintain a separate residence from the victim.
Et puis tout faut rester yon côté séparé ensemble avec victime nan.
You're not to return back to the residence as named in the affidavit.
Ou pas supposé retourner dans kay sa, kay que yo mette adresse la dans nan affidavit.
You're not to possess weapons or firearms or ammunition.
Ou pas supposé posséder armes, ou bien n'importe arme à feu, ou bien n'importe munition.
If you have any weapons or any firearms or any ammunition, you must surrender them to law enforcement within 6 hours of your release from the jail.
Si tu as n'importe arme ou bien tout n'importe munition ou bien arme à feu, c'est pour remettre la police bagay sa yo dans 6 jours de temps après ou bien 6 jours de temps après au fin la guerre pour remettre tout bagay sa yo si ou ta possédé.
Non, moi pas gen police yo te garder machine moi, yo pas gen zam.
No, I don't have any. The police checked my car and they realized I don't have anything like that.
Okay, but I'm just telling you if you do. I'm not saying that you do. So if you have any, then you'll need to surrender them.
Moi pas dit que vous gagnez, moi juste aussi que vous avez gagné n'importe et c'est pour remettre you, c'est pour rendre you aller.
And I am going to place you on pretrial release, sir. Make sure that you comply with the court order, okay?
Pas plaguer avant jugement et ça faut faire sûr pour répondre avec tout besoin tribunal l'a mandé.
Oui.
Yes.
Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Bonne chance, monsieur. Merci.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you for your service, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Okay. Do we have Mr. Black?
What was the name on that, Your Honor?
Harriel Black. He booking number 2001-7797. It's a Seminole County status hearing.
We did not have him on our list.
Okay, he's on our docket. Can we get him for the afternoon or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, he's being held at no bond, so I can't imagine that he's bonded. How does the docket get? Seems as though we're having some issues today. Abide by the trespass warning. Appears as though she has, I don't know how many cases out on release. There's competency issues. She's on conditional release. I'm not going to address any of them at this time, but some of them are very, very old, 2014 and 16. So I'm not taking any action on those today. The bonds will remain the same at $500 and $100.
Hassan Harkouni, bonded.
Okay, we'll take no action on that one.
And also Rosevane Morata
Bonded.
Silvacha.
I got it. All right, that we won't take any action on. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
It's Son Van Wyn.
All right, sir, you're here in, what looks like the bondsman came off your bond. So we'll do the initial appearance today. 2020 MM 5578AO. It's a trespass on property after warning. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the scene at 6130 East Colonial Drive. That's the Home Depot. No contact with witnesses, abide by all trespass warnings.
All right, Mr. Nguyen, did you want to accept the state's offer today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what, do we know the credit for time served on him? Is it 1 day? He bonded
2 days.
2 days? Okay. All right, so, Mr. Nguyen, did you read the plea form? Did they give you a plea form?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I understand.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. No return back to the Home Depot at 6130 East Colonial Drive. Abide by the trespass and no contact with victims or witnesses. I'll order you pay your court costs by August 19th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment, sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Matthew Owen.
Mr. Owen? Okay. You're here in 2020 MM209AE. You were arrested for trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. I do find probable cause. And Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt. 2 days, Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. No contact with victim or witnesses. No return to the scene at 535 North Park Avenue in Winter Park. Abide by all trespass warnings. Apparently there's more than one. And court costs.
All right, Mr. Owen, the state's offers credit for time served and the other conditions that Ms. Bush mentioned. Did you want to accept that offer?
Only a couple of days.
I'm sorry, it's credit for time served. It's 2 days credit for time served.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
Yeah.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yeah.
Do you understand the rights on there that you're giving up?
If I take time served for only 2 days, I'll get released after that.
Right, but that doesn't have anything to do with the rights that you're giving up.
The rights I'm giving up, is that from my time in here, or is that to make sure I don't go back on the trespass?
Okay, so there's a bunch of rights that are listed in the plea form that you read.
Okay.
Do you understand all of those rights?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
All right. I find a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. No return back to the location where you've been trespassed, 535 North Park Avenue. Mr. Owens, chances are you go back, you're going to get arrested again. All right? It appears as though they've trespassed you multiple times. You cannot go back there. And so again, no return, abide by the trespass, no contact with any victims or witnesses. And I'll order that you pay your court costs by August 19th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment, sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like I am.
You're on the next on the list. Pierre, his behavior.
All right, I'm going to find his behavior. Well, we're going to reset him for tomorrow. Was there an offer on Pierre? He has no criminal history.
Yes, Your Honor, it would have been a credit time served with a withhold. no return, abide by trespass warning, no contact, and court costs. However, because he has no history, I wasn't certain that he would want to even
Right.
have a withhold.
We'll see if he wants to resolve it or come to court tomorrow. In the meantime, the bond obviously will stay at the 250. I'm just not comfortable releasing him ROR when I just don't have any information on him today. So can we put that in the court minutes that the offer is a withhold, because Ms. Bush won't be here tomorrow, I don't think. So
And-
withhold credit for time served.
I'm going to write it on here, and it'll be left here.
Abide by the trespass warning, no contact with victims or witnesses, and obviously no return to the scene. And, so we'll just reset that for tomorrow. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
All right, tell me your name, ma'am.
Jamila Nicole Pullen.
All right, Miss Pullen, you're here in 2020 MM 6022AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. And Miss Bush, did you have an offer for Miss Pullen?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no contact with witnesses, no return to the Lynx bus depot, abide by trespass warnings and court costs.
All right.
I got a question for you. They trespassed me off of this paper, say 45 North Garland Avenue. That sounds like an Ohio address. I haven't been on 455 North Garland Avenue.
Well,
I don't even know where that is, ma'am.
That's the address of the Lynx bus stop area.
Is it?
So, yes, it is.
Okay, I got a question. I'm pregnant and got to get around. How does that work?
Okay, you can't go back there. You've been trespassed. So you're gonna have to find out or hire an attorney to see how they can try to move around that. But I can't order that you're allowed to go back there.
Okay, there's no way they can uplift it because
Miss Pullen, I don't have any jurisdiction to change the trespass warning. You're here because you were arrested. Do you want to accept the state's offer?
What's the offer?
It's credit for time served, no return back, abide by the trespass, and no contact with victims.
Okay, I accept.
And I'll give you a year to pay your court costs off.
True.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
This is my rights that wasn't read to me when I was arrested.
Okay, well, you don't always have to have your rights read to you when you're arrested unless you're being questioned. So, did you understand the plea form and everything that's on it?
Yes.
All right. Are you on probation anywhere?
No, I had down in Ohio, Brian Cooler. He wasn't doing his job as my parole officer, so.
Are you on parole?
Not really. I'm on unsupervised custody.
I don't know what that means.
Meaning that if something was to happen, they would have to contact my PO.
So you have a probation officer?
Brian Cooler.
Okay, what are you on probation for?
Long story short, just a misdemeanor, a resisting arrest.
I can't take your plea today if you're on probation.
I'm not on probation. I'm telling you, I was once before.
Okay, I'm asking you, are you on probation now?
No, absolutely not.
All right, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I do understand.
All right, I find a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. No return back to 455 North Garland Avenue. That's the Lynx bus depot. No contact with victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. I'll order you pay your court costs by August 19th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am. Good luck.
Okay, when can I get it dismissed? Is this gonna go on my record or is not gonna go on my record?
It will be on your record.
As what, a misdemeanor?
It's a trespass as a misdemeanor, yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, tell me your name.
Sharon K. Robertson.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2020 MM 701AW. You're arrested for criminal mischief and resisting an officer without violence. There's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return back to the 1493 Matador Drive. No contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. And no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Abide by the trespass warning as well. And I'm gonna stay the bond at 500 on count 1. Count 2 will be 100. I'm adding pretrial release as well. Ms. Robertson, make sure you comply with the court order.
Do I have a bond still?
Yes, you have bonds and you're also on pretrial release.
So what's that mean? So it's 600 now instead of 1,000?
Please tell me your name.
Tawan Robinson.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you're here in 2020 MM 6016AO. It's trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt. 5 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. No contact with witnesses. No return to the 7-Eleven at 5281 South John Young Parkway. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, Mr. Robinson, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes.
Okay, did you read the plea form?
What form?
Did you read the plea form, sir?
Yes, guilty.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days time served. No contact with any victims or witnesses, no return back, and abide by the trespass at the 7-Eleven 5281 South John Young Parkway. I'll order you pay your court costs by August 19, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
All right.
All right, please tell me your name.
Sky Van Dyne.
All right, Ms. Van Dyne, you're here in 2020 MM 6012AO. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause and all. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. No return to the Walmart on South Goldenrod Road. No contact with any witnesses. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, Ms. Van Dyne, did you want to accept the offer?
Could you repeat it, please?
It's credit for time served. You can't go back to the Walmart Supercenter where you've been trespassed and you can't have contact with witnesses or victims in the case.
Yes.
All right, did you read the plea form, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, did you understand everything on the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
And all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea, do you understand those?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I find a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. You cannot go back to the Walmart Supercenter at 5991 South Goldenrod Road. Abide by the trespass. No contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. And I'll order you pay your court costs by August 19th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment, sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am. All right, thank you. Good luck.
You're on the next on the list, Chip JoJo. She refused court.
Okay. And looks like the judge gave her pretrial release. So it's 2020 MM 4450AO. Does she have the public defender? She does? Okay. So the judge did forfeit the bond and then ordered pretrial release. So that will be maintained. And I'm not taking any action on the other case.
Hey.
No. They're already appointed. Mr. Thompson represents her. I asked if she was represented by Plea, and he said yes. Oh. No, on the failure to appear. Okay, so I'll appoint the public defender for her on that case. Okay. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Charles Wood R. Angel.
Okay, sir, you're here in 2020 CF 9943AO. You're arrested for driving while license revoked as a habitual traffic offender. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license, Mr. Andrew. You're out on release for the same offense as well as other cases.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got 2 HDO Dwellis cases that you're out on release on, and then a drug offense that I believe stemmed from one of the HDO Dwellises. So, you cannot be driving.
I won't anymore.
I don't want you to say anything, but you have to understand that if you come back, that day is not going to be a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You're not going to get out. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, no driving without a valid driver's license. You have Mr. Whedon representing you in your other cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to stay the bond at the $2,500. I'm not taking any action on the out on release cases, but Mr. Andrew, today is a lucky day for you, and next time is probably not going to be a lucky day, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Nicole Lee Blankenship.
All right, Ms. Blankenship, you're here in 2020 CF 9992AO. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling. I find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to return back to 236 West Lafayette, nor are you to have any contact with any victim, any witness, or any co-defendant as named in the affidavit. Your bond will stay at $5,000. Thank you, ma'am. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Andrew Lee Butler.
All right, Mr. Butler, you're here in 2020 CF 8755AO. It's a warrant, and well, it's a capias, but the state did file an information in your case charging you with possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. A judge did find probable cause. So I'm ordering no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to stay the bond on count 1 at $2,500. Count 2 will be $100. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. It's pretrial release, so I'm not revoking that. And Ms. Bush, do you know if the state's filed on that? Because I'm inclined to revoke the pretrial release and give him a bond. Doesn't,
If I may have just a moment.
I'm looking it up too, so let me see. All right, so I'm gonna revoke the pretrial release. I'm gonna set the bond on the uttering of forgery at $2,500 as well. You do have the public defender, I believe, in that case, sir, so you need to, don't miss court, don't get arrested, okay? Do I need a revocation form?
I didn't get one.
Huh?
I didn't receive one.
Oh, okay. All right, well, he's on pretrial release.
I sent an email.
Okay. He was, but, good afternoon, tell me your name.
My name is Victor Cortez.
Okay, Mr. Cortez, you're here in 2020 CF 10001. It's a warrant for sale and delivery of cocaine. And probable cause was previously found. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No contact with any witnesses in the case. I'm setting the bond at $15,000. And I cannot revoke the out on release case due to the date of the offense. The offense in the warrant is July 15th, 2020. The offense of the arrest date on the out on release is August 2nd. So I'm going to maintain that. Does he have an attorney in that case?
Yes, I am Attorney Glover.
Oh, Miss Glover, are you here
Yes,
for this
ma'am.
case? Okay, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't see you walk up there. Miss Glover, you're representing him. I can't revoke anyway, so based on the dates, but I am increasing the bond to $15,000. That's our standard bond anyway for a sale and delivery. But based on the charge that he's out on release on, I don't think that that's inappropriate. But if you wanted to make an argument, I'm certainly would hear it. Are you going to file a notice of appearance in this case too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we won't appoint the public defender then?
No, Your
Okay.
And Your Honor, the bond was $15,000?
Yeah, I'm setting the bond at $15,000 on the sale and delivery. I'm not revoking on the 2020 CF 9261 AO case. All right. Didn't know if you wanted to put anything on the record, Ms. Clever Gambles, or?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Victor, I'll call the bond.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. You're coming down here a lot, Ms. Clever.
Yeah.
She's actually here for someone else.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, never know what you're gonna find. All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
James Crum.
All right, Mr. Crum, you're here in 2020 CF 9972 AO. This is an add-on for grand theft third degree. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. I've also got another add-on, 2020 CF 9973 AO. It's also a grand theft, third degree. And I'll appoint the public defender. So no return back to any Lowe's, okay, or Famous Footwear. So no return back to Lowe's or Famous Footwear. No contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. The bond will stay at $1,500, and the second count I'll reduce to $1,500 on 9973 as well. All right, sir, thank you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Sheila Feingold.
All right, Ms. Feingold, you're here In 2020 CF 9985AO, it's possession of methamphetamine, possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond on count 1 is 1,000, count 2 150, and I'm not going to take any action on your out on release case. Do you have? It's pretrial diversion, so you may get kicked out of the program. Just so you know. So it's very important. Do you have an attorney in that case already?
Yeah, I've done everything except for pay the cost.
Okay, they still may take you out of the program. I don't control the program. It's a state attorney's office program.
Okay.
So make sure you keep in touch with the public defender.
Okay.
Because they may, if they kick you out of the program, you'll end up back on the docket and they'll send notice. And if you don't show up, you'll probably get a warrant. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Good luck, ma'am. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, sir.
Joseph Fleming.
All right, Mr. Fleming, you're here in 2020 CF 9990AO. It's a possession of methamphetamine, possession of heroin, and a burglary of a dwelling. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to return back to 236 West Lafayette. No contact with victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond on count 1 will be 150, 2, 150, and 5,000 on count 3. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Roy Gonzalez Delgado.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Delgado, you're here in 2020 CF 9991AO. You're arrested for burglary of a dwelling. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No return back to 236 West Lafayette. No contact with victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. The bond will stay at 5,000. You're out on release. 2020 CF 6234AO. I am revoking the release and setting that bond at none. You do have Mr. Power in that case, so you'll need to contact him. He can file a bond motion for you, okay?
We're on the next on the list, Gonzalez Lewis, bonded.
Okay, thank you. And then
Okay, Judge, I'm gonna call it.
yeah, okay. Are you Mr. Grubbs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're calling Mr. Ladon, okay?
Oh, my lord. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ladon. This is Judge Wish. How are you?
I'm well, Your Honor. How are you?
Good. So I have Mr. Grubbs in front of me, and are you filing or have you, I think you are in the case, correct? I saw a motion that you filed.
Yes, we're in the case, and I recognize you're not likely to be able to do much for him because this is Judge Roach's warrant.
Well, yeah, so let me call the case. It's 2020 CF 3819, and it's a violation of condition of pretrial release. Judge Roche did sign the warrant. I reached out to Judge Roche today in hopes that I could get some more information about what was attached to the affidavit, same as what was in your motion, because I did
Right.
review your motion, and then not realizing that it was Judge Adams' case, that she just was there signing for her that day. So,
Oh, is that right?
yeah, so it is not, I did reach out to Judge Roche. I heard back from her, but it's Judge Adams' case. So,
Yeah.
I don't have the benefit of the affidavit that is attached to the warrant.
Right.
Because it's not in the court file. I did see what you did attach to your motion, to quash the capias, which I don't believe was ever heard.
It wasn't. We were trying to get it set for a hearing, and we're running into all kinds of scheduling problems getting it set for a hearing.
All right. So I see what is attached to your motion, but I don't have anything attached in the court file, and Judge Roche did not have a copy of it either, because I was trying to track it down.
Would there be a way to pass this so that you could have the benefit of that, or perhaps I can get a hold of Judge Adams to see what we might be able to do later today?
If you want to, I've got a whole stack of people. We can call you back if you wanted to try to reach out to Judge Adams' office. I don't mind recalling the case, but without that and without Judge Adams telling me that I can modify her bond, I'm not likely to do that today.
Understood. Yeah, I don't mind getting it recalled if Your Honor is willing to do that.
That's fine. I'll just call you last, okay? And I don't know what time that will be. I've got a pretty heavy stack of cases.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
So,
No problem.
Are you going to be available in probably an hour, a little over an hour?
I will be. I've got a 2:30 video conference, but I can always reschedule that if I need to. So this is something that's, more important.
Okay, so we'll reach out to you when we're done. If you, hopefully you can get in touch with Judge Adams.
Yeah, I'll work on that right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
I
We'll call
appreciate
you
it.
back. Okay, Mr. Grubbs,
Sounds
we're
good.
going to recall your case, okay?
That means you're gonna do it later, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, no problem.
All right, talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're on the next on the list, Hughes, Orenthal, Medical.
All right, and so medical?
Yes.
Okay. 2020 CF 9987AO, and I'm going to appoint the public defender. Mr. Matos, did you want to waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and there's also 2020 CF 1092AO, and that was a failure to appear. Does he have the public defender already in that case? 1092.
That's for Latrice Ford.
No, this is huge.
Yeah, the 1092.
Did he say Hughes?
Yes.
That's what
Hughes.
it said.
This is Hughes. Hughes is.
But
Oh, okay.
The medical.
1092 is Ford.
It's an AKA, Miss Bush.
Oh, okay.
So he does not have the public defender in 2020 CF 1092. Okay, so I'll appoint the public defender in that case, and Mr. Matos, I guess as you would waive that as well. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's possession of cocaine and resisting an officer without violence. There's probable cause, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000 and 100. Looks like he has bonds at 2,500 and 1,000 on the capias, so those will stay the same. And so I did appoint the PD for him in that case. All right, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name?
Good afternoon, Lyndon Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2020 CF 9353AO, and this is a warrant You were arrested for attempted second-degree murder, carjacking with a firearm, and robbery with a firearm wearing a mask. And probable cause was previously found, and I'll appoint the public defender. And so count 1 is an F2, count 2 is I believe a PBL, and count 3, I believe, is a PBL or maybe enhanced even further. But I know that Mr. Matos, you did indicate prior to court starting that you,
That I will be waiving the specific review for Arthur here in downtown, Your Honor.
okay, so you want me to hold him at no bond, and your office can file a motion within a reasonable amount of time to be heard in the trial division?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Bush, did you have any conditions of release other than what I would normally impose?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll stay the bond at none on all 3 counts at this time, and then he is not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any victims or any witnesses in the case, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And those may change after a bond hearing as well. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
William Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2020 CF 8353AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for attempted first-degree murder with a firearm, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, and battery. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. I believe count 1 is a life felony. And I don't know, Mr. Matos, if this was one of the cases that you were referencing as well.
Yes, Your Honor. This is part of the downtown case.
Okay, so same as before, you wish me to keep the bonds on count 1 at none?
Yes, Your Honor. We wish to reserve for Arthur here in downtown.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay the bond at none on count 1. Mr. Johnson, your attorney will file a motion to set bond downtown for what is called an Arthur hearing. So you'll have an opportunity to present witnesses or any information that you want the court to know. A little bit more in-depth hearing than today.
Okay.
Count 2, I'm gonna stay the bond at the 4,000. Count 3, it will stay at 5,000. You're not going to be released today, but you cannot from the jail have any contact with any victims or witnesses or co-defendants. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to put no return to the scene on there as well. But some of those conditions may change or may
And
be a
Your
little
Honor,
different once you have a hearing downtown.
the state would ask for a surrender of passport if he has one.
Okay, and I'll order surrender passport to the clerk's office prior to any release from the jail. But again, those may change because you're not getting released at this time, okay?
Okay, and you said on I think count 3 battery, you say a $500 bond instead of
Correct.
5,000.
It was always 500.
Okay, I just remember you said you gonna keep it at 5,000.
4,000 is count 2.
Okay, so 4,500.
Correct, but you have no bond on count 1, so
Yes,
you're not
ma'am.
being released today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I need to put in there that the PD requested. Yeah. That works. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Rhonda Keene.
Mr. Keene?
So,
Okay, you're here in 2020 CF 93678O. You were arrested pursuant to a capias. The state did file an information, and a judge did find probable cause for petty theft, 2 prior convictions. So I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return back to the Circle K at 1650 East Silver Star Road. No contact with victims or witnesses. The bonds will stay as set in the capias at $1,500. I'm not going to be able to take any action on the out on release case based on the dates. The offense date in this case is before he was released out on release. So I'll take no action. If we could just put that on there as well, do no action due to date. All right, thank you, sir. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Arvin Kendall.
Mr. Kendall, you're here in 2020 CF 7021. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for aggravating, fleeing, and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with injury or property damage, and then possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. And this is an interesting one because the state did file an information in the case charging you with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated, and then criminal mischief. So two completely different charges. So I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. There's 2 counts, so I'm going to set the bonds on both of those counts. So count 1 will be $5,000. Count 2 will be ROR on the cannabis, but I have to go by the warrant, not the information. So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, sir, okay?
Yes, I have medical prescription.
Okay,
All right, thank you. Bye.
all right, good luck. All right, is this your client, Ms. Glover Gamble?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you tell me your name, sir?
Kelly Lacey.
All right, Mr. Lacey, I have Ms. Glover Gamble's with me over here. And did you file a notice of appearance?
I have not, Your Honor.
Are you intending to do that?
I would have to speak with Mr. Lacey further about whether he can afford.
Okay, so what I would, because you don't know whether you're going to be in the case, what we would normally do on a case like this, where it would be a much higher bond, I can set him for a determination of counsel hearing in a week.
Okay.
If he has an attorney or somebody has filed a notice of appearance, then it would be moot, okay? But
Yes,
I just don't want him to sit in there
No, I understand.
without an attorney. So, Mr. Lacey, you're here in 2020 CF 9994AO. You were arrested for trafficking in cocaine over 28 grams, under 200 grams, and possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. And I do find probable cause, and I'm not going to appoint the public defender. We'll just set you for a determination of counsel just to make sure that you have an attorney at some point, okay? And then, Ms. Glover Gamble, did you talk with Ms. Bush about a bond?
I have spoken with Ms. Bush, Your Honor, but I was here earlier. But what I would like to address the court with is to ask for a more reasonable bond for him. Mr. Lacey is employed full-time, Your Honor. I believe you'll find that he was born and raised here in Central Florida. He was cooperative with law enforcement.
Maybe a little too much, but
He would agree to have no weapons, no illegal drugs, Your Honor. He has never failed to appear for any court proceeding. It looks as if his last contact, perhaps, with the court system was back in 1987 when he had a possession of marijuana. I'd ask the court to consider giving him a bond, Your Honor, reducing his bond in an amount, and I believe what we discussed is perhaps $25,000 as opposed to the $50,000, Your Honor.
all right. I don't know if Ms. Bush has an objection to that, or if you want me to take some. I don't have any testimony from Mr. Lacey that he can't afford the bond.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to take some testimony.
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lacy, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down.
And Mr. Lacy, I understand that you're employed as a mechanic?
Yes.
Okay. And you, with a surety bond agent, you would need $5,000 cash plus collateral in order to bond out on the $50,000 bond. Do you have monies in savings to
No, I do not.
post the 5,000, to give the 5,000
No, I do not.
for surety bond?
Yeah, no.
Okay. How much do you make weekly from your employment?
Approximately $500-600 a week.
Okay. Do you have anyone that would be able to assist you with posting a $50,000 bond, Mr. Lacy?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, even the smaller amount, I'll probably have to find somebody, but 50 is going to be pushing it, yes.
Okay. Do you have friends or family or someone that's prepared to post?
Yes.
To give $5,000 for a bond?
I don't have that set up right now, no.
Nothing further of Mr. Lacy. Do you have a passport, Mr. Lacy?
No, I do not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Bush, do you have any questions?
I do. Mr. Lacy, you said that you're not prepared right now. How much you're employed as a mechanic. What is your weekly or your monthly income, sir?
Well, it's based on $14 an hour, 40 hours a week.
Okay, and what was the amount of the last check you took home?
After taxes is for 2 weeks was $944.
Okay. And do you rent or own your home?
I rent.
And does anyone live with you?
Well, yes, the owner of the house, yes.
And what was that relationship to you?
I'm just a roommate.
Okay. And I believe Ms. Gamble may have asked the question, but do you have family in Central Florida?
I do.
And have you reached out to them about the possibility of assisting you with your bond?
I have not.
And do you believe that your employer might assist you with your bond?
I have not approached him. I do have a friend that might be able to, but the problem is I don't have any phone numbers on me.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Any argument? I know Ms. Glover Gambles is asking for a $25,000 bond. He has, I would say, virtually zero criminal history.
His criminal history is from 1987, misdemeanor. The state would have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, and so, Mr. Lacy, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. I would advise you only to talk to your attorney about your case, okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna set your bond at $25,000. And, you know, right now you don't necessarily have an attorney. I know you're gonna speak with Ms. Glover Gambles. I'm gonna set you for a determination of counsel just to make sure you're not sitting in jail without an attorney who might be able to file any motions on your behalf, especially if you can't make that bond, okay?
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing further.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day. Oh, I'm sorry, and there's count 2, and I'll just stay that at the 150.
Yes.
Okay? All right. So we would just put that on the court minute. Determination of counsel on whatever day it is, and then the clerk should put that in the system. All right, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name, please?
Alexis Molitor.
All right, Ms. Molitor, you're here in 2020 CF 8865. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, and probable cause was previously found for attempted first-degree murder with a firearm and battery. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And Mr. Matos, is this one of the cases you are referencing?
Yes, Your Honor. This is part of the downtown alleged shooting.
Okay, so Ms. Molitor, I'm gonna, by your attorney's request here today, I'm gonna not make any specific findings, but I'm gonna hold you at no bond on count 1, and the bond on count 2 will stay at 1,000. Your attorneys will file a motion downtown where you'll be able to have a much bigger hearing with witnesses and any evidence that you wish to present to the court as to a bond. And so specifically, some of these conditions may change, but from the jail, you are not to have any contact with any victim, any witness, or any co-defendant, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and no return to the scene. And if you are to be released, you would have to surrender any passport prior to your release. That would be to the clerk's office. So please call the public defender's office. Make sure you get in touch with your attorney so that they can file the motion for you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. And this is one of the ones. Yeah. That's fine, thank you. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Brian Pate.
All right, Mr. Pate, you're here in 2020 CF 10003. You're arrested for trafficking in a controlled substance over 400 grams, and that's looks like MDMA, and then possession of a controlled substance, which is alleged to be the cocaine. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. No weapons, firearms, ammunition, no drugs or alcohol, no contact with any witnesses or any co-defendants. In light of the amount of drugs that were found, I'm in the criminal history that I've got here. I'm not gonna reduce the bond today, so it'll stay at $250,000. Count 2, I'll reduce to $150,000. All right, Mr. Pate, you want to call the public defender's office? They'll file a motion for you. Okay. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Pedro Manuel Pichardo Jr.
Okay, so you're here in 2020 CF 995780. It's driving while license revoked as a habitual traffic offender. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No driving without a valid driver's license. You've already got another case that you're out on bond for the same thing. I'm going to stay the bond at $2,500. Mr. Pichardo, you need to make sure you do not get arrested again for anything, because if you come back, chances are it's going to get revoked and you'll be sitting in jail on driving offenses, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Eddie Pickard, Eddie Burdell Pickard.
Okay, Mr. Pickard, you're here in 2020 CF 995280. And You were arrested for resisting an officer without violence, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of MDMA, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There was a bond correction sheet. I don't know if y'all saw it for the 15,000. So,
Your Honor, I'm having trouble understanding of count.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pickard. I said that there was a bond correction sheet that I was provided for count 2. So what I'm gonna do is order no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond will stay at 100 on count 1. The corrected bond is 15,000 on count 2, 150 and 100. All right, Mr. Pickard?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to
Good luck,
understand
sir.
count 2 because it
Huh?
alleges. I'm trying to understand count 2. It alleges.
Count 2 is possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver.
Yes, and the bond was increased. And
Yeah, well,
the
the
statement.
bond was incorrect on the arrest affidavit. That's why it was increased.
Yes, ma'am, and it alleges intent to sell in the charging instrument. The facts does not support possession with intent. It
Okay,
says that it
Mr.
was-
Matos, well, I don't think it's best for you to argue that, but Mr. Matos, did you have any probable cause challenge for possession with intent to sell or deliver?
I did not, Your Honor.
Okay, so I do find probable cause. My guess is because your attorney in the courtroom does not have any challenging arguments, that they also believe that there's probable cause. So,
Well, the
if
statement
you-
of facts clearly state that there's 1.25 grams of cocaine, and it was in a package that was not separately individual package, and it's under 14 or 10 grams.
Okay,
It's
well,
not
I don't
possession
think
with
that it
intent.
has to be a certain amount, sir.
Well, it has to be packaged in a certain way. It
Says
has to
who?
show my intent to sell or
Let me see
deliver.
the affidavit, but I don't believe that there's any facts that you're arguing about that I would find to be accurate. So,
I'm just quoting statute that it has to
the
be.
statement was the same plastic bag that was removed from Pickard's left pants pocket contains several small bags of rock-like substance, one bag of white bars, one bag of a green leafy substance, which were inside one large bag.
And all the amounts seem to be personal usage.
Well, that's an argument that you need to make to your attorney for charging purposes.
Well,
But
the charge,
for purposes of probable cause, it's a very low burden, Mr. Pickard.
probable cause for intent to sell? If
Yeah,
the
it's a
facts
very
are-
low burden when you have multiple baggies of something, okay? So if you want to argue that with your attorney, they can ask the state not to file on that, and maybe the state will make the decision. And we've also got 18 individually packed bags and 2 loose rocks totaling 10 grams. So there's probable cause, sir. All right, thank you, Mr. Pickard.
Not for possession, it's okay.
You're on the next one.
That's what happens when you want to argue for yourself. You start making admissions
Romero.
on the record.
Alicia is medical.
All right, so it's medical 2020 CF 9998 AO, possession of methamphetamine. And Mr. Matos, did you want to waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so there's probable cause for the possession of methamphetamine. And she hasn't been interviewed, correct? Because it's medical?
Correct.
All right, well, I'll stay the bond, or I'll set the bond at 500 or pretrial release if she qualifies. Okay. All right, good afternoon, tell me your name.
Matt Scaramucci.
All right, Mr. Scaramucci, you're here in 2020 CF 9996 AO. You're arrested for possession of fentanyl. If you find probable cause, I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to place you on pretrial release. Make sure you comply with that court order and pretrial release, okay?
Okay.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Lonzo Sparrow.
All right,
The
Mr.
third.
Sparrow, you're here in 2020 CF 9970AO, and it's a warrant for possession of methamphetamine. And I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Where are you living?
Right now, I'm not living nowhere right now. It's hard for me, but I was just, I
Where are
need.
you getting your mail, Mr. Sparrow? Do you have like a mailbox or?
Yes, ma'am. At my grandmother's house, at my grandmother's house in Sanford, but I don't
Okay.
have no transportation right now, so it's.
Do you
been
have? Do you know your grandmother's address?
Yes, it's on my ID. I have it here. With me.
Okay, well, because it's not the 18 North Terry, because that's what they have on the warrant, and I think that's the Coalition for the Homeless, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you say it very clearly? What is your grandmother's address?
It's 1432 South. I know. It's. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on my ID. I don't know about her. I'm sorry. It's in Sanford, Florida. It's in Morrow Court, 1432 Morrow Court, Sanford, Florida.
How do you spell that?
Mara, M-A-R-A, Court.
Okay, so if you get out of jail and it's wrong, you need to contact the clerk and the public defender to let them know the address, because I'm gonna order you to be released today. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna order also that you get in touch with the public defender within 24 hours of your release, so that they know how to get in touch with you, they know your address, because if the clerk or they send you any notice of anything and you don't get it,
Yes, ma'am.
you're gonna get a warrant and you'll be right back here, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am. I'll make sure I do that as quick as possible.
Okay, excellent, thank you. I ROR'd him, yeah. So order that he get in touch with the public defender within 24 hours and no drugs or alcohol. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. Mr. Thompson?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You're here in 2020 CF 9989AO. It's possession of MDMA. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to stay the bond at the $1,000. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. So you've got a court date coming up in November, and you have the attorney of the PD, I think. So make sure you don't miss any court, okay?
I got a question for you, Judge.
I'm sorry?
I said I got a question for you.
Okay.
I try to tell I'm in hiding from my mom because of my daughter, because she ain't got molested. Hey, you say you're not taking the other bond, correct?
I don't know what you said, but I can tell you I stayed the bond at 1,000 on the new case, and I did not revoke your bond on the other case, if that's what you were asking me about.
Okay, thank you.
So if you bond out today, you'll get out. You won't be held.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? I think that's what he was asking me.
I think so too.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. All right. Please tell me your name.
Travis Tomlin.
All right, Mr. Tomlin, you're here in 2020 CF 9963AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was found for grand theft.
She said I was arrested.
And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case, as well as 2020 CF 9964, which is also a warrant for grand theft. And probable cause was found. So I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to return back to any Lowe's. nor any famous footwear. And I'm gonna stay the bonds at $2,500 on each case. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. But Mr. Tomlin, if you come back and you have 3 cases, it's probably not gonna be a very good day for you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Can
good luck.
I bond out on all
Yeah.
all them charges?
You can bond out, yes.
They say I had a hold on me too.
Right, I did not, I released the hold.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, does the court have a third matter of petty theft?
Oh, there's another case? I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
I did not see that. All right, sorry, Mr. Tomlin, you do have another case, 2020 MM 6020. It's a petty theft. And let me just take a look at it because I did not read it. All right, Mr. Tomlin, there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the PD in that case as well. I don't know if Ms. Bush had an offer. I don't think so.
No, Your Honor. This is yet another Lowe's.
Right, so again, no return to Lowe's, any Lowe's,
Yes, ma'am.
and no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. You're also trespassed from Lowe's, so abide by the trespass warning. And I'll stay the bond at the $250, but, you know, as I stated before, now you've got 4 cases, okay? It's time to stay home.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So I only got 3 bonds. 3.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Tell me your name.
My name is Charlie Franco.
All right, Mr. Franco, you're here in 2019 CF 1800AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for a violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none, and I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment, but the public defender can file any motions to set bond for you as well, all right?
Okay, I will say that I did hire a private attorney. Does that change anything?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I will say that I've already took the liberty of hiring a private attorney. Does that change anything?
Okay, who have you hired?
Her name's Jaya from Nijam Law.
Who is it?
I don't know her last name, but her first name is Jaya from Nijam Law.
Jaya Balani?
Yeah, I believe so. From Nijam Law firm.
She filed, okay, so I won't appoint the public defender. She has filed a notice of appearance, so she should be the one to file any motions for you, okay?
Okay.
So get in touch with Miss Balani,
Okay.
all right? Okay, thank you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Latique Gray.
Mr. Gray, you're here in 2019 CF 15170AO. You were arrested on an on-view violation of probation, and there is probable cause for that offense. And so I'm gonna stay the bond at the none, and I'll appoint the public defender. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment. Public defender can also file any motions to set bond for you, okay?
Okay, I have a bond on my other charge that I was here for.
Okay,
So if I was to bond out on that charge, what would?
you would still have no bond on this case.
Okay,
So before you do anything, you're sitting there at no bond, and then if you bond out on the other case, you're not getting any time, okay? You're not getting any credit for time served. Does that make sense? So if you bond out on the case that you have a bond in,
okay,
you're sitting in jail, and you no longer are being held on that case, so you're not getting credit for time served. So before you post that bond, you may want to ask the public defender what you should do. I can't give you legal advice, but that's probably not a good idea.
okay,
Okay?
all right.
All right, thank you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
My name is Casey Miller, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Miller, you're here in 2019 CF 13692AO, and this is a violation of probation warrant. Judge LeBlanc did set your bond at none, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in the case. And you'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. I think that is, well, you can address that separately, but I'm not gonna revoke your release on that, okay? So get in touch with the public defender, all right?
I have a attorney. Could I contact them instead?
You can always hire your own attorney.
All right, so I don't have a bond right now.
Not on the VOP, no.
Okay.
But I release the hold on you. Your attorneys will have to file a motion. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
My name is Gabriel Vasquez, Your Honor.
Mr. Vasquez, you're here in 2018 CF 13258AO. It's a violation of probation warrant. The judge did set your bond at none. I've also got 2019 CF 1627AO, and that's also a violation of probation, and the judge set the bond at none. And then I've got 2020 MM 6023AO, resisting without and in possession of cannabis, and I find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. The bond on count 1 is 500 ROR on count 2, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll see Judge Whitehead on the violations of probation in a couple days, okay?
All right.
All right, please tell me your name.
Quentin Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're here in 2015 CF 10016. It's a violation of probation warrant, and the judge did set your bond at none. And I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Good afternoon. My name's Edwin Ceballos.
Mr. Ceballos, you're here on a Polk County warrant. Looks like you do have bonds of $15,000, $1,000, $1,000, and $500 on all those 4 counts. So if you're able to bond out, you can bond out. Do you think
Okay.
you're gonna be able to bond out?
To be honest with you, I have a family of 4. I wanted to know if there's any way we can just reduce those.
I can't change the Polk County stuff. So what happens is I'm gonna appoint the public defender here. One of the judges will reach out to the judge in Polk County to see if they will reduce your bonds. But you're lucky to have bonds. Most people are sitting here no bonds. So I don't know if they will change that. But the public defender can file a motion here. Okay.
I'm gonna have to make bond then somehow. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Red? I don't want a red pen. Wait, I think I got some here. I don't know. It's a marker. How do we have no pens? Oh wait, there's one over here. Yeah, thank you. All right, please tell me your name.
Natina Conley.
All right, Ms. Conley, you're here in Polk County warrant. The judge did set your bond at $500 and $250. And we're appointing the public defender here for people in case they're not able to make the bonds. And one of the judges here would reach out to Polk County to see if they would reduce that bond. I don't know if they would. You think you're gonna be able to bond out?
I believe they've already paid my bond.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's the hold then. I'm not taking any action on that. I don't know what happened in Cook County or when, so you should be able to get released now, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good luck. So we won't appoint, did she post her bond?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay, we'll keep the PD on there then. Yeah, no action. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Alberto Correa.
Mr. Correa, you're here in a Seminole County warrant, and the bond is set at none at this time. And so I'm going to appoint the public defender here. One of the judges will reach out to the judge in Seminole County, see if they'll give you a bond. But the PD here can file any motions for you as well. You also have reporting requirements, so make sure you comply with those if you need to at the jail, all right?
Reporting requirement?
Yes, you have to report to the Sheriff's Department and the Department of Motor Vehicles due to your status.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Please tell me your name.
Tavares Jefferson.
Mr. Jefferson, you're here on a two Volusia County warrants. Both have no bonds on them. They're violations of probation.
I have two,
And-
but I only had one warrant.
No, you have two cases, sir. So I'm going to appoint the public defender here for you. One of the judges will reach out to the judges in Volusia County to see if they will give you a bond. But in the meantime, the public defender here can file any motions for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name.
Cheyenne Price.
All right, Ms. Price, you're here on an Osceola County warrant. Looks like three Osceola County warrants. You have a $1,000 bond on 18 CF 3216. You have a $1,000 bond on 18 CF 3214. And then you have no bond on the VOP in 15 CF 4380. So what I'm gonna do is appoint the public defender here for you. And one of the judges here will reach out to the judge in that Osceola County case to see if they'll give you a bond.
Okay.
In the meantime, the public defender here, you can reach out to them and they can help you with your cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. All right, please tell me your name.
Billy Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're here on an Osceola County warrant, 20 CT 1173. The judge did set your bond at $2,000. Do we know did you bond out? Do you know if somebody bonded him out? No? Okay.
I don't see any.
So I'll appoint the public defender. I'm not going to take any action on the out on release case today. If you think you're going to be able to make that bond, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, and then we had some recalls. No, I'm gonna do the other recalls first, give Mr. Ladon a little bit more time. We had Black and then Mr. Thims. All right, tell me your name, please.
Niels Thames.
All right, Mr. Thims, so I did speak with Judge Carter, and she did speak with the judge in Lake County,
Yes, ma'am.
and they're requesting that you be held, per Judge Davis, you're to continue to be held at no bond. So, you do have the public defender here. If you have do you have a private attorney?
I'm working on trying to get one now.
Okay. Well, you can have the public defender, they can still file motions for you here, okay, for that case. So
Okay.
you'll have to reach out to them, okay?
Okay, are they still doing transport or no?
Not right now, no.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I think they were already appointed when he was seen at initial appearance. This is a status hearing. I think the PD was already appointed at the initial appearance for him.
Okay, that's the one we don't have any information on, right? Okay, so we'll get it from pretrial at the end, so we can pass it to order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we need the charges.
Oh, okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Hariel Black.
All right, Miss Black, you're here for a status hearing in Seminole County 183568 CF. And the PD was previously appointed here. Per Judge Suto, you're to remain at no bond. So the public defender was previously appointed for you, and they'll be able to file any motions here for you, okay?
And can you tell me why it's still at a status of no bond?
I can't, because it's not up to me, it's up to that judge. So that's why you need to have somebody file a bond motion for you. Okay?
Okay.
A response?
About Mr. Ryden's case, the attorney. I guess I sent you an email. Judge Adams responded.
Oh, okay. To you?
She sent it to me so I can give it to you.
Oh, okay. I was confused because I'm like, I didn't see an email from her. All right, and then can we bring in, if he's ready, Mr. Grubbs? We're calling Mr. Ledan back. Thank you. Is he on the phone? Or? Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. It's a long day. All right, Mr. Grubbs, we're calling Mr. Ledan back, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
He may be in his hearing, whatever he has. We can give him a minute if he needs to take a break. Fish.
Hi, Your Honor. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting your 2:15 or whatever.
That's okay. That's
so
okay.
I did get I saw your email, which was forwarded to me, and it looks like Judge Adams, JA, told my JA that she does not agree to recall the capias. While that would be a moot point at this point, she did
Right.
not indicate
Right.
that she was going to entertain a bond or anything of that nature. So.
Okay. So she didn't really address what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know if she's in the
Okay.
middle of something, but based on that,
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything today with it.
Understood.
But I think your next best bet is to file the motion, obviously. So.
Right. Right.
Mr. Grubbs, and again, this is 2020 CF 3819. So. At this point, the bond will stay at none, Mr. Grubbs, and you'll just have to get with Mr. Ledan, and I'm sure he will file a motion as soon as possible to see if they can get you a bond, okay? Did you want to address anything else or tell Mr. Grubbs anything, Mr. Ledan?
Yes, Your Honor. I did contact the judicial assistant. She's already given me a tentative date of Tuesday the 25th. I'm trying to advance that to an earlier date, so we'll get it set as quickly as we can.
Okay, all right, Mr. Grubbs? I can't change her warrant. She does not want me to do that, okay?
Okay, so do I need to call Mr. Ledan? Do I need to call you tonight or today, or when can I get an
Just
update?
tell me when they allow you to. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Just call me when the jail allows you.
Okay.
Okay, sounds like he's got a hearing set, but he's trying to move it up, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a little concerned. I have 3 minor children at home, 4 children total. My oldest one works a night shift, so I'm kind of concerned for that period of time.
I understand. I just can't do anything today for you, and that's something that will have to be dealt with in the trial division. So I think that Mr. Lydian's trying his hardest, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you for the additional time, Your Honor.
No
I appreciate it.
problem. Okay, you have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. You as well, Your Honor. Take care.
All right, anything else?
That'll be all, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state.
Okay, we are done for the day.
Oh, definitely had to esteem.
Hurt his feelings a little bit. Thought he'd get down it.